Hello, and welcome back. I'm Aiden, your narrator for tonight. As evening falls quietly around us, and the stars begin to twinkle in the velvet sky, allow yourself to sink into the comfort of this moment. I'm delighted to have you here, ready to journey into a gentle world crafted solely for rest and relaxation. Tonight, we're embarking on an enchanting tale titled The Night Beekeeper's Celestial Dance. Nestled within lush meadows under a canopy of twilight, we'll meet the Night Beekeeper, a mysterious figure whose harmonious dance with the nocturnal world carries an ageless serenity. As the moon casts a glow over shimmering fields, you'll find solace in the rhythm of buzzing bees and the tender sway of night blooms. It's a story of hushed wonder, where every breath of night is laden with the sweet promise of dreams. Before we drift away, I have a gentle question for you, a community of dreamers. What small, soothing ritual do you cherish before resting your eyes each night? Share your thoughts, as together we weave a tapestry of nightly restfulness. When we exchange these ideas, we find new threads of peace to carry into our own nights. If you find comfort and peace in these bedtime stories, I invite you to subscribe and share this calm space with others seeking tranquility. Every story embraces the gentle pause of nighttime and beckons you softly into restful slumber. Before we begin, let's take a moment to relax and prepare our minds for the tranquil journey ahead. Settle into your cozy spot, perhaps wrap yourself in a blanket, allowing its warmth to envelop you. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, feeling your chest rise and expand like gentle hills beneath the moonlight. Hold for a moment, then release the breath slowly through your mouth, letting go of any weight from the day. Let's do this a few more times, each breath drawing you deeper into the calm expanse of this night. As you settle in, let the sounds around you fade until all that remains is the soft cadence of these words cradling you into the night's embrace. With your body relaxed and your mind open, let's now journey together into the heart of the Night Beekeeper's Celestial Dance, where the world of stars, bees, and blossoms awaits. The sun was dipping gently below the horizon, painting the sky in soft hues of lavender and peach. All was quiet in the small village nestled within the rolling hills, save for the soothing hum of bees returning to their hives for their nightly rest. Amongst the fading light, a little cottage stood shaded by a canopy of tall oak trees, its windows glowing warmly with the last golden rays of the day. Inside the cottage, a man named Milo was busy preparing for his nightly task. He was the night beekeeper, a curious role handed down through his family for generations. Each evening, as the day folded into night, Milo would don his comfy, well-worn beekeeper's jacket. The jacket was as much a part of him as the bees themselves, its fabric releasing the faint fragrance of wildflowers and honey with each movement. His job wasn't about harvesting honey or tending to the bees in a traditional sense. Instead, he guided the bees through the darkness, ensuring that they carried out their mysterious dance under the stars. As he prepared, Milo's cat, Thistle, watched him with wide eyes from her perch on the windowsill. The night beekeeper chuckled softly, scratching behind her ears and looking into the gentle glow of early evening. He turned to gather his tools, which were nestled neatly in the corner of his living room. There was a lantern, not for the light it cast, but for the way it twinkled like the stars above, and a soft flute used to encourage the bees' serenade. Milo picked them up cautiously, feeling the smoothness of the old wood as it fit comfortably in his hand. Out in the garden, the scent of jasmine floated through the cool air as Milo stepped onto the cobblestone path. The bees hummed their evening song, a melody that was uniquely theirs, blending with the sounds of crickets softly chirping in the vegetation. Milo walked slowly among the beehives, gently touching each one and murmuring soft words of encouragement. He exhaled lightly, his breath visible in the chilly night air, and marveled at the transformative beauty of dusk. The day had made its quiet retreat, and the night, with all its secrets and stars, was beginning to take its place. A warm breeze rustled the leaves, softly tickling his ear like a playful whisper. It was time. The night beekeeper took a deep breath, savoring the blend of nature's perfumes, and felt the gentle energy of the bees surrounding him. Milo glanced up at the sky, which now shimmered with the first of the evening stars. He knew that even as sleep began to tiptoe across the village, his night was just beginning. And with the gentle forward motion of the golden hour, Milo prepared to lead his buzzing companions into their celestial dance. Milo's path was lit by the soft, flickering glow of his lantern. The bees fluttered around him, tiny creatures with spirited wings that glinted against the deepening night. Each creature carried with it a tiny spark of warmth, much like the stars that began to sprinkle across the velvety sky. Their hum mingled with the gentle sighs of the evening breeze. The path to the meadow was lined with moonflowers, their white petals glowing under the moonlight. Milo loved these quiet walks with his bees. They felt more like friends than just parts of his nightly ritual, companions journeying together into the gentle mystery of the night. He softly hummed a tune, letting the melody travel along the pathway as it danced upon the cold air. Thistle trotted beside him. The cat's paws moved with unspoken joy along the ground, following his movements closely as if it were a nightly game. Her fur shimmered in the dim light, catching bits of silver from the moon above. Milo adored Thistle's quiet companionship, a trusted guardian along these solitary strolls. Reaching the meadow, Milo paused to observe the sea of grasses that swayed like waves under the moon. The wind carried whispers of distant owl calls, while the scent of earth and dew rose to mingle with the twilight air. It was a place perfectly in harmony with itself, where both the smallest flicker of light and the quietest sound could tell their tales without fear of interruption. Milo set his lantern upon the ground, where its light pooled gently, creating a small island of warmth amidst the cool. Around him, the bees began to swirl in graceful circles, aligning themselves with the rhythm of his presence. Their dance was a reflection of the stars above, a tiny galaxy mirrored in the meadow below. In the distance, a lone firefly flickered its welcome, its movements lazy and dreamlike. Thistle watched attentively, her eyes reflecting the tiny, incandescent glow like mirrors capturing a wisp of magic. Milo was thankful for these tranquil evenings, each one unfolding like a chapter of a favorite story, both familiar and ever new. The night beekeeper closed his eyes for a moment, feeling the pulse of the world beneath him, the universal heartbeat that linked him to even the smallest creature. He embraced the soft, gentle tranquility that pervaded the meadow and prepared for the task ahead. Together with the bees, he would weave a tapestry of motion and music, each part playing its role in this peaceful symphony of nighttime. Milo raised the flute to his lips, its wood cool and comforting against his skin. The notes came softly, floating on the night air, with the ease of a drifting cloud. It was a melody that both the stars above and the earth below seemed to recognize, weaving between the bees in a delicate embrace. The sound was gentle, inviting, a lullaby that called forth the beauty of the night. Each note was a brushstroke upon the canvas of hush that surrounded them, conjuring images of distant mountains draped in moonlight, of streams that whispered as they wound through shadowy forests. Thistle, with her eyes half closed, settled into the grass beside his feet, lulled by the tune and the quiet harmony it brought to the world around her. Milo played on, each note carefully wrapped in warmth and finely spun peace. He knew that the music guided the bees, each sound inviting them into a dance as old as time itself. Around him, the bees responded in kind, their wings beating rhythmically, like tiny heartbeats that resonated in the crystal-clear night. The skies twinkled approvingly, as if the stars themselves delighted in bearing witness to this nightly ritual. The canopy above shimmered, a celebration of light and distance, a testament to the boundless beauty that stretched infinitely overhead. It was a sight that filled Milo with a calm, serene joy, reminding him that every evening was a wondrous gift waiting to be unwrapped. As the music continued, the bees took flight in their careful patterns, each arc and loop traced with a kindness that matched Milo's melody. It was a celestial dance, echoing the paths drawn by planets and stars, a quiet reminder of all the universe held. For a brief, shining moment, time itself seemed to slow, letting the gentle elegance of the night spin its tale. With each note, the night deepened, its charm unfolding gently with the whisper of the flute. Thistle offered a soft purr as she twitched dreamily in the grass, conveying her contentment. The night beekeeper smiled, though his eyes remained focused on the night sky, drawn toward the celestial dance that his melody had inspired. The music receded softly, fading into the stillness from which it had emerged, leaving a tranquil glow in its wake. Milo lowered his flute, the air around him humming with the silent applause of the night. He knew the evening's journey was far from over, yet already there was a promise of peace that wrapped warmly around his heart, illuminating the path ahead like a comforting beacon. With the music wrapped snugly within the night, Milo guided the bees gently along the meadow path, the whispers of their wings mingling with the soft rustle of leaves. The night unfurled before him like a velvet tapestry, one step at a time, revealing the secrets it carried within. The meadow, with its silver-green shadows, felt like a world apart from the village Milo called home. Here, each stone and leaf held a quiet story, and Milo, in his travels, enjoyed pausing to listen. He walked ever so slowly, making sure not to disturb the harmony of the world around him. It was as if each sound had found its own place of rest, tucked within the gentleness of the moment. A soft breeze lifted, tickling the branches overhead, their sighing voices adding an airy melody to the peaceful scene. Each step felt like treading upon the edges of dreams, delicate and ever so inviting. Thistle stayed close to his side, her tail swaying like a gentle pendulum as they wandered beneath the moon's watchful gaze. The faint glimmer in her eyes seemed to echo the night's charm, turned slightly upward toward the moonlight that kissed the hilltops. Milo felt extraordinarily light, as if the world had released its hold just enough to let him float amidst its gentle wonder. He cherished these walks, where he could feel the night breathing around him, reminding him of the unseen connections that wove through the threads of life. It was a gentle dance, one that didn't need announcing, a whisper rather than a shout. As shadows dipped and played across his path, Milo watched the bees continue their dance. In the stillness, they became more than glittering specks. They were tiny architects of wonder, creating joy in their endless looping arcs. Their companionship carried an unspoken promise of serenity, a quiet perseverance that belied their size. The path unfolded with gentle grace, leading him through a grove where ancient trees stood guard like whispered secrets turned to wood. Here, the world was cloaked with the fragrance of evergreen and rich earth, an ancient incense that heightened the senses and welcomed Milo into its gentle embrace. Milo felt the quiet call of the stars above, urging him to pause beneath the treetops where the branches cradled the moonlight. Each step grounded him further into the whispering landscape. He took a moment to close his eyes to listen to the melody of night's song, feeling it move through every fiber of his being. He and the bees, the stars and the moon, all as one within the cradle of time's gentle passage. As the path bent toward new destinations, the night beekeeper remained secure in the knowledge that the night held endless wonder, treasures that could be uncovered with each gentle step and each whispered moment. The path brought Milo and his entourage of star-dusted bees to the edge of a brook that babbled softly through the landscape. The water sang its own song, a babbling lullaby that flowed gracefully over the rocks, each splash and murmur a note in the endless symphony of night. The moon's touch kissed the brook, turning its ripples into silver ribbons that danced merrily along the surface. Milo marveled at how the water caught the light, a weaving of starbeams and moonshine that seemed almost magical. His heart slowed to match the gentle rhythm of the flowing water. Thistle, ever curious, padded softly to the water's edge, her whiskers twitching as she regarded the tiny, glimmering fish darting beneath the surface. Her presence was as much a part of the night's tapestry as the stars above, a quiet companion who embraced the mystery of the world in her own feline way. Milo knelt by the brook, cupping his hands in the cool water and letting it trickle slowly through his fingers, each droplet reflecting the starlight. He watched as the bees hovered above, their tiny wings mirroring the delicate dance of light on water. It was moments like these that tethered him to the vast beauty of the world around him, granting him a deeper understanding of night's secrets and the simple joys they contained. In this secluded spot, the world seemed far away, softened by the gentle cadence of the brook and the night's soft murmurings. The air carried with it a fragrance of damp earth, a scent rich with promise and potential, a nurturing embrace that hinted at dreams yet to unfold. Milo leaned against a smooth stone, worn by years of gentle water caresses, its strength softened by time into a perfect seat. Here, he could feel the earth's pulse beneath him, a reminder of the world's ever-present strength and the quiet grace that accompanied it. The night beekeeper closed his eyes briefly, allowing the music of the brook and the bees to wrap around him like a gentle lullaby. This, he knew, was a place born for dreams, where the night spun stories on the cool breeze and time flowed as gently as the water before him. He remained there for a moment longer, basking in the warmth of shared presence and mutual understanding, both with his bees and the living world around them. It was time's gentle dance that pulled him back into motion, leading along paths lined with unseen wonders and veiled truths just waiting to be discovered. As he rose, Milo felt a sense of peace settle comfortably within him, a feeling that echoed with the understanding that the night's journey, even in its quiet stillness, was full of beauty and deep tranquility. With Thistle at his side and bees swirling about him like fugitive stars, Milo continued into the embrace of the night's deeper mysteries. Ahead stretched a path of silver, worn into the earth by generations of footsteps and the passage of time. Each curve and dip seemed to invite quiet exploration, revealing the mysteries hidden within the night. Milo walked on with an easy grace, joined by his delicate winged companions who basked in the cool, moonlight-infused air. The distant song of a nightingale drifted through the trees, a sweet, melancholy melody that curved through the night like a ribbon. Each note was a soft flutter upon the cool air, weaving through shadows and starlight, embracing the labor of the night with gentle care. Milo took his time along the familiar path, his steps weaving through the landscape like an artist's brush upon a canvas. Here, time was both infinite and fleeting, cradling each moment in a quiet promise that echoed in the comforting rhythm of the night. Thistle, always close, moved with an elegance that matched the song's gentle cadences. Her paws caressed the earth, as if inviting it to join in the melody of their journey. Her eyes, reflecting both the depths of night and the gentle energy of life, stayed fixed upon each new and unseen sound. Milo paused at a glade where fireflies floated like tiny, glowing stars drawn down to earth. Their light, soft and shimmering, painted the air with gentle strokes that seemed to promise peace and laughter. The bees joined in the dance, creating a galaxy of warm sparkle that embraced the grass-clad earth. In quiet appreciation, Milo watched the intricate ballet of light, where each gentle flicker seemed a warm gesture of welcome. He breathed deeply, exhaling serenity with each breath, savoring the stillness that blossomed around him in the gentle hush of night. His heart felt light, each beat a deliberate pause upon the shifting breeze. There was a calm here, a sense of belonging that wrapped around the glade and its visitors like a blanket. The sweetness of late-blooming honeysuckle carried on the breeze, mingling with the scent of star-laden night. It settled lightly upon his senses, wrapping Milo in an embrace full of familiarity and gentle comfort. As the fireflies danced their tender serenade, Milo stood amidst the swirling glow, feeling a part of the universe's quiet magic. Here, he was truly present, a harmonious piece in a night full of wonder and endless skies. He wandered again through paths where each step resonated with the silence of profound, subconscious memory. With Thistle by his side, and the night weaving its gentle spell around him, Milo once more set forth, leading his small companions through the softened whispers of the night. The silent symphony of earth and sky, stars and shadows played endlessly, on each note finding resonance within the heart of the Night Beekeeper. As the path meandered through a stand of tall pine trees, Milo found himself comforted by the familiar scent of their resin, a fragrance that filled the air with a rich, earthy balm. Each step on the pine-needled carpet was soft, absorbing the echoes of his journey and that of his buzzing companions. The world grew even quieter here, the rustling needles creating a symphony of hush that held the promise of deeper calm. Milo paused in the grove, allowing the peace of this natural cathedral to envelop him. The pines, ancient and wise, stood sentry under the watchful gaze of the moon, their branches weaving intricate patterns of light and shadow on the forest floor. An owl hooted softly, its call a gentle echo that drifted through the night, welcoming the beekeeper and his tiny charges into the sacred space. The bees, respectful of the pine's serene guardianship, drifted into a lazy dance, their wings beating a slow rhythm that merged seamlessly with the sounds around them. Thistle sat down quietly, her body a warm presence against the cool earth, eyes closed as if savoring an unseen lullaby. Milo took in a slow, deep breath, letting the freshness of the air fill his senses. It was in places like this that he felt most connected to the silent rhythms of the world, sensing the heartbeat of nature as it pulsed through the silence. The crescendo of stillness was a balm to his mind, easing the day's thoughts into a gentle repose. A gentle breeze sighed softly through the branches above, carrying tales whispered by the pines to the stars. Milo listened with a heart full of reverence, each whisper carrying with it a hint of untold stories and dreams. The quietness here was more than mere absence of sound. It was a comforting presence that spoke in serene tones. He found a spot beneath a particularly majestic tree, its thick trunk offering a sturdy backrest against the world. Milo sat and closed his eyes, welcoming the gentle darkness that offered its fingers of tender respite. Here, within this pine embrace, thoughts drifted lazily like leaves floating on a gentle stream. With the soft hum of bees and the embrace of night around him, Milo found himself on the edge of awareness, cradled by the pines, in a world that knew neither bounds nor time. He sensed each tree's life, felt their ancient wisdom encircling him like a warm embrace we've all known since infancy, but rarely remember. In this hushed haven, it was easy to imagine the world as a lullaby, turning slowly beneath the moon and stars. As his eyes opened once more, Milo felt a sense of gratitude welling within him, at one with the universe's quiet grace. Rising with slow deliberation, he glanced at Thistle and his bees, companions who shared his serene journey through whispers and dreams. Their path awaited, each step another page in the unwritten poetry of the night. Emerging from the grove of pines, Milo encountered the open sweep of a hillside bathed in moonlight's soft radiance. Here, the land seemed to breathe easily beneath its shimmering veil, the gentle slope a canvas upon which the night wove its incomprehensible beauty. He paused to savor the unfolding panorama, each detail exquisitely bathed in luminous silver. The hillside offered a perfect view of the starlit village below, its cottages slumbering beneath tender blankets of moonlight. The gentle curves and shadows cradled every house, as if the night itself offered a warm embrace to those who called it home. Milo watched over his tiny realm with a quiet sense of caretaking, feeling the unity of place and magic mingle in the cool air. Thistle stretched luxuriously, then settled herself onto a soft cushion of grass. Her one purring melody harmonized with the cricket's subtle chorus, creating a gentle song that whispered of comfort and ease. Milo kneeled nearby, letting his fingers trail delicately through the grass's soft tendrils, enjoying their cool touch against his skin. The bees fluttered around him, their tiny bodies adorned with moonlit highlights. They danced lazily, enjoying their twilight freedom, and Milo watched them with a gentle smile. Their purpose was simple, their presence a testament to the beauty of purpose and harmony under the night's expansive watch. This tranquil moment held a quiet promise, and Milo let his thoughts drift like stars scattered across the sky, forming constellations of memories and dreams. It was in these moments that the fabric of the night truly unfolded, weaving stories spoken in the language of silence and comfort. The universal symphony played on, with each stellar note adding to the peace that enveloped the hill. The air was still, bathed in the soft musk of grass and the nearby scent of lavender, hints of the earth's fertile touch mixed with subtle undertones. Milo smiled as he watched the gentle rise and fall of the land, both familiar and ever so wondrously new with each passing night. The feeling of deep connection sank deeper into his heart, like roots seeking the nurturing soil, and he felt grounded in the unity of earth and sky, stars and shadows. It was a reminder of how moments like these stretched into eternity, where the measure of time was gentle breath and soothing wordless song. As Milo rose, Thistle bounded alongside, her steps light and carefree. Their journey continued, each step into the night bringing with it a serene anticipation of fulfillment. The serene rhythm of life pulsed gently through the hills, each heartbeat a promise that here, among the resting bees and the whispering stars, lay the essence of all that was worth holding dear. As the night deepened, Milo found himself drawn to a small glade tucked within the sheltering arms of ancient oaks. Here, beneath the woven tree canopies, rested a tranquil silence imbued with the gentle perfume of verdant leaves and moss. It was a place of deep comfort, its ground soft underfoot, inviting him to pause and savor the embrace of night. The bees, their evening dance nearly complete, settled into the gentle motion of respite. Their wings folded neatly, becoming one with the world around them. Milo felt a kinship with these precious creatures, whose vibrant energy he had guided into quietude beneath the stars. Thistle curled up beside him as he sank into the soft, giving earth, each inhalation a slow sigh that mirrored her gentle rise and fall. The quiet tune of nature's breath, a tender rustle of leaves, a distant trickle of water, formed an oasis in the heart of night, each sound a tender note in the symphony of calm. Milo's eyes lifted to the sky above, a tapestry strewn with shimmering stars that blinked fondly down at the world below. Each sparkle a gentle admonition of beauty, a profound reminder that even the vast unknown can offer comfort and warmth. Here, under the night's embrace, Milo understood the language of stars, each twinkling light its own verse in an ancient song. He allowed his thoughts to float upon the night air, released from their daytime obligations, to merge with the soft rustles of the forest. It was a serene surrender, an invitation to the quiet magic of dreams. In that space between waking and sleeping, Milo found himself cradled by the night's gentle lullaby, a melody old and true. He leaned back into the mossy embrace, feeling the earth welcome him into its fold. The silken web of calm spread quietly around him, a gentle reminder that the night would hold his dreams as softly as a mother her child. Here, amidst the oaks and the stars, peace reigned supreme, inviting rest upon those who wandered into its arms. The balm of night wrapped closer still, and Milo felt his soul expand, touching each distant star in a tender cosmic embrace. Within this instant of eternity, there was a deep, profound stillness, a serene lull that whispered promises of dreams yet to be explored. With a soft sigh, Milo released his hold on the waking world, allowing the gentle pull of sleep to deepen around him. Thistle's purring faded into the background as the night glowed gently with its own whispered softness, cradling him in its serene embrace. In that sacred space of rest, Milo dreamed with open heart and peaceful breath. The horizon's edge had begun to soften, hinting at the gentle approach of dawn. Yet deep within the heart of night, a stillness lingered, as if the world held its breath in quiet expectation. The light transformed, weaving gold threads through dark velvet, a promise of renewal and serenity. Milo stirred gently from his slumber, the first stretch of waking unfolding like a delicate fern from the earth. The cool air embraced him, invigorated by freshness that whispered dreams yet remembered. Around him, the bees were returning slowly to wakefulness, their tiny bodies reflecting the first touches of soft, welcoming light. The glade, tucked beneath the oaks, felt enchanted still, as if it held onto night's magic for just a moment longer. Milo felt the treasured beauty of the coming morning as a reassuring balm. It was a tender promise, as comforting as a warm embrace that touched even the deepest tales hidden in the folds of the night. Thistle, with her fur ruffled by sleep, blinked lazily and stretched gracefully, her movements a quiet echo of the waking world. Her presence, a constant thread in the tapestry of the night, grounded Milo as he rose. The cat's gentle hum of purring served as a reminder that even in rest, a measure of joy could be found. Milo took a deep breath, savoring the crisp air that brimmed with subtle hints of dawn. The bees began their soft chorus, a gentle song of morning that mingled with the rustling leaves and the distant call of birds waking. Together with the newly whispered melodies, they heralded a new dawn. As the light grew steadily, finding the nooks and crannies of the ancient grove, Milo felt the night's gossamer cloak slipping away to reveal a fresh, tender day. His heart was warm, filled with the promise of new beginnings and the countless wonders waiting to be discovered. The path home awaited, a tender journey made familiar by the promise of nourishing rest and the anticipation of adventures yet to be revealed. Together with Thistle and his bees, Milo began this gentle forward motion. They retraced their steps across the lush landscape, walking softly away from the glade's cradle towards the unwritten promises of a new dawn. In those quiet moments of transition, Milo felt the quiet assurance of life's endless cycles, the gentle turning wheel that marked both endings and beginnings. The dance of the bees, the accompaniment of stars, all intertwined in the symphony of night and day, living quietly within his heart. As they approached the edge of the village, Milo cast a gentle glance at the sprawling horizon, where morning awaited just beyond sight. With a profound sense of peace, he moved forward, bidding a quiet farewell to night's embrace, even as the promise of sleep still lingered softly within him.